Okay, we're back, and now we're going to do this path, and we're going to suggest these tiny little stones through using dry brush. And it's so simple, and this will be over in like about 1 second, less than a second. But if you don't do it right, then it's really not going to be so good. So we need like something like a big, yeah. Maybe this brush will do. Maybe a bigger bamboo brush than this. And you need some rubbish paper, scrap paper. And it's a bit tricky because if your scrap paper is super smooth, you're not going to get quite a dry brush effect easily. And if your real paper that you're painting on, if that's got like a bit of tooth to it, a bit of texture, then it's going to be easier to get a dry brush effect. So you have to be careful. You know, if the scrap paper and the paper you're working on have different surfaces, you're going to get a slightly different result. So just be careful about that. Okay, so I'm mixing up a grey, just any kind of grey, and then I do this, and I can see that I'm going to get a dry brush effect, but this paper has more texture than this one. This is better paper, even though it's scrap paper. So I'm going to do this very lightly at first. It's not too bad. Dry it off a bit. And as you do it more and more, it's drying out more and more. So the dry brush effect should be getting better and better. But it does get to a point like now where there's nothing happening. So you really got to be careful with this one. It's easy to overdo it. Yeah, I think that's working. You can see it, can't you? You can see it. So it does take a lot of sensitivity though to develop that technique. And then let's do a little bit of yellow ochre mixed with this grey, and then we're going to just drop on a few little stones, flicking the brush. And again, let's not overdo it. Yeah, I think that's enough. Okay, so now we're going to do this. And to do this, we need a brush like this. And we really need to mess up the brush hairs. But first, before that, we need to get the colours. So minty green here. And maybe blend it a bit with this yellow ochre because it's too green. And then we've got hairs splitting, that's what we want. And then we're going to flick up like this. That looks very good. And then maybe we want to just, let's go for all of it, shall we? On a run. On the run. That's probably why watercolour painting is so fun, because it really does feel like you're a bit on the run sometimes, and you haven't got much time, and you've got to work quick. Try and splay these hairs. slowly they will start to come together again, which you don't want. Okay. And then finally just here. Ooh, do some yellow ochre. Splay those hairs. I know a lot of watercolour painting goes against basic intuition. You'd never think that you'd do this kind of stuff to your lovely hairs on your brush, would you? But I think what the main message is, you do whatever you have to in order to get the desired effect. And now we want phthalo blue and alizarin crimson. It's like that Alvaro guy, Castanet. He even spits on his paintings because, well, the effect looks quite good. So it's pretty gross, but it works. Couldn't believe it when he did that. Okay, so spray here, because we want this to blend a little. That's the thing, a little. Splay these hairs, and then this is the problem of not doing too much and not doing too little. That's such a fine and important characteristic or quality of whatever it is of watercolour painting. Not too much, not too little. And I feel like that already looks like too much. It looks like, I don't know, doesn't look messed up enough, if you know what I mean. So can I mess this up a bit to make it look a bit more natural? Maybe not. It's still passable. I mean, we can have a few little wild bits of grass here. Maybe a few there. Ooh, they're not working out nicely. Yeah, that's not too bad. Wow, I lowered the air conditioner and it's really getting pretty hot in here now. Okay, and then don't worry if this doesn't work. I'm actually, it's not quite right. It's just, it's too nice. You know what I mean? Like they're all going up so regularly. I will try and alter that, but do a few stray ones that go in odd directions. But overall, I'm quite pleased with this because I think this is where I could have easily gone wrong with this painting, doing these grasses just here. But I think overall, it's quite good. Just the danger now is I'm going to do too much. But I feel it needs a few touches. Could be wrong. Could be very wrong. It's so strange. You've got to care and not care. How the heck do you do that? You know, because you want to do something beautiful, but at the same time, if there's not a kind of almost like reckless, couldn't give a toss something when you paint, it's not going to have spontaneity. It's not going to have life and energy in it. It's weird, isn't it? It's weird. Yeah, and maybe that's too much. Oh, I can do that. That's, yeah, quite like that. Be hopeful. Yeah, and I think that's pretty okay. That's pretty okay. So let's leave that to dry, and then we'll do my figure. And I'm not sure, I might do this shadow here. Should I risk it? Yeah, okay, I'm going to risk it. So I keep saying this, and I'm not sure if I'll always follow it, but it probably is good to take risks and try things. It basically means that you are going to end up screwing up a lot of your paintings, especially as a beginner or even a fairly experienced artist. But you can learn so much from just doing something different. And I know you know this, but we just have to be told, don't we, again and again until the penny drops. At least that's the way I am. I'm not sure if that works. I think it does. And I think that was a good idea. I might even do another one here. And even here. See how easy it is to overdo things. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I think that was a good idea. And I might even do just a few small rocks here, even though in reality they're not there. I'm just fabricating. I'm lying. Yeah, but maybe too much. You have to kind of move back and try and see it, the bigger picture. See if it's working. Yep. Okay, yeah, I think that's... that doesn't look quite right. If I do that though, I think that looks better. Okay, maybe. Maybe I messed that up. Maybe okay. Let's just do a few. Maybe that's working now. Okay, and a bit more of these little stones. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's leave that to dry and then do our figure. And I think we are almost there.